This is the Brasileiro podcast. It's been a while. I've been on a little bit of sabbatical. Of course, I've been watching the games. Of course, I've been keeping up to date. Just been taking a little bit of a break. And before I talk about the Brazil-Russia game and the Brazil-Italy game, I have to start on Philly Pound. I don't want to be a little kid and say, hate to say I told you so, but you know what? I hate to say I told you so. This is the Philly Pound we're going to get for the World Cup. And people, I'm scared, I'm concerned, I'm worried. I do not know what direction this is going to go in. It's probably not going to be a good direction, and Philly Pound is what Philly Pound is. I think he's over the hill. Let's look at his job at Chelsea. He got fired after, I believe, only 6 months, maybe even less than that, and he lost the locker room at Chelsea. That wasn't anything to snuff your nose at. He did lose that locker room. People do not tell me he did not lose that locker room. The reason he lost his job is because he lost that locker room. That's a fact. And in this day and age, managers need to be able to manage personalities as much as tactics. And that's what Philly Pound's known for, managing personalities. He's not known for his tactics, but he's not doing either so far. And I'm concerned. And let's look at Palmeiras. What happened at Palmeiras? He got one of the most historic clubs in Brazil relegated to the second division. Oh, people are giving window dressing because he won the Copa do Brasil. That doesn't count. The Copa do Brasil doesn't matter. It doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. He left Palmeiras out to dry, and I think he wasn't too concerned if Palmeiras got relegated. Because look, he gets one of the biggest jobs in world football, the Selecao job, after getting a historic club in Brazil relegated. In what world does that work? And everyone who says Palmeiras is an extremely weak team, listen, last year they weren't weak. They were an average team. They were a below average team. And Philly Pound was in charge 3 years. And he couldn't get any reinforcements. All his player buys were horrible. He got a really good number 9 last year, Barcos, which he didn't even want Barcos. The board of Palmeiras made him take Barcos. And they would have been even worse without Barcos. But he doesn't have an eye for talent, people. And this is why I'm bringing it full circle and why this matters if you're a Selecao fan. Scolari, I just don't think he has the passion anymore, and I don't want to discredit what he earned in the past. He did win a World Cup in 2002. He's had phenomenal teams with Portugal. He's a great manager in the past, but right now I think we could have done a lot better than him. I know it was a hire of necessity since the firing of Mano was at bad timing, but listen, this isn't an upgrade over Mano, and these two games should have proved it. Against Italy, He experimented with Fernando and Hernandez at the Volange positions. And listen, I was happy with Hernandez. I'm surprised by his defending in both games. I thought he played pretty well. I'm excited about maybe him getting in a rhythm with Brazil so we can see some of his passing and creativity he shows with Lazio. But I wasn't too happy about Fernando, but I'm not too concerned with that because Paulinho was out, and we had other injuries back there. I would have liked to see a little bit of Luis Gustavo, though. And then David Luiz, don't get me started on him. Listen, people, I'm going to tell you this right now. He is going to be a vocal point of this team for years to come, unfortunately. As long as Philly Pound's the coach, David Luiz will probably be a starter, and that is just not fair because, listen, he was horrible against Italy, and he was average against Russia. Against Italy, he was absolutely in shambles. He was getting taken one-on-one all the time. He was out of position. He's not tactically aware enough. I question his discipline. I question his mind for the game. I just think he should go up and be an attacker if he wants to be an attacker. But you know what? You're not going to play in Brazil as a right winger or an attacker. Just sit back in defense or don't come and play. Like, what's the big problem? We can't have a center back going up in defense when the two left and right backs constantly push up in offense. So that's a huge issue with this team, David Luiz. And Neymar had a really good game against Italy. I was very pleased with how he played against Italy. He dropped deeper a bit. He was spraying out passes. I will give Philly Pound a little bit of credit for maybe the positioning he put Neymar in. Neymar pretty much had a free reign to go wherever he wanted, and Neymar was a good distributor. He set up Oscar for that first Italian goal, that first goal against Italy. That was very awesome. Julio Cesar, but Neymar wasn't good against Russia. Before I get to Julio Cesar, Neymar was not good against Russia. But you know what? None of the team really was good at all until Hulk came in. And Hulk and Marcelo were combining great on that side of the field. It was some fantastic football to watch. And that's why I keep telling you people, Marcelo is going to be a vocal point of this team for years to come. Now, Julio Cesar, I've been impressed with him. I thought maybe Diego Cavalieri should have got the start this game. or at least one of these games, because I thought Julio Cesar was hitting some bad form of QPR, but he's impressed me. He's made some really nice saves. He's allowed some goals, but there's not a lot he could do about these goals. It's more down to Scolari's defending, and I thought this defending would be taking shape a little bit more now, but it really isn't, people, and that's one reason why I'm worried. The attack is what it is, because on home turf, Brazil is going to need the attack to win this World Cup, but this defense isn't good enough, and there's pieces there. We got Dante from Bayern. He played good against Italy. I thought he was pretty decent. David Luiz was the one letting the team down too. Then Thiago Silva comes back. I was hoping to see Thiago Silva and Dante, but I didn't get my wish. And I know a lot of people are against Dani Alves, and I want a more defensive fullback. I agree with you guys, but right now, I don't think we have a clear candidate to oust him, so we just need to be patient and hope everything goes well at the Confederations Cup. And what do I got to say about Fred? Fred is another guy who's in limbo. He scored 2 goals in 2 games. Both were kind of the tap and the variety. The one against Italy was a very, very skillful volley, and the one against Italy kind of sums up Fred when he's at his best. He's a great poacher. He knows how to score. He might not be too involved in the game, but you know what? If you give him one inkling of space at the last minute, he can suck for 89 minutes. You let off at the 90th minute, he'll score on you, and that's what you need out of a number 9. But I understand why people aren't too crazy about him, because his movement and passing leaves a lot to be desired, and we'll be seeing Pato in the coming squad, so we'll get a good competition. So I'm saying everyone be calm, because if Pato's not ready to go, his Corinthians form is getting better. I've been monitoring him really closely with you guys, so I'm going to say that his Corinthians form has been getting better, but right now I think Fred's ahead of him for what this team needs. But Pato's going to have his chance. That's a great thing about some of these friendly games coming up. We still got enough time before the Confederations Cup. And even the Confederations Cup, do we really need to win that? We can just sit back and use the Confederations Cup as another time for experimentation. But I don't think it's going to go like this, because I think this team needs the confidence of the Confederations Cup. But I am accepting the Confederations Cup as somewhat of an experimental tool for Scolari, because he hasn't had that much time on the job, and because of the bad timing when Mano was fired. And another question I have to ask you people, I really want your opinion on this. What do you guys think of Ronaldinho? A lot of people think he's going to get another chance in the squad. Kaká came in the squad. He wasn't too good again. I think Kaká is done. I've been on record for 2 years saying he's done. Not to toot my own horn again, but I'm right about that. I bring credibility to that because I watch a lot of Madrid games, and I watch more Ronaldinho games than almost anyone on the planet who's not a fan of Minas Gerais. So I give myself credit for that, and I have to be real with you guys. Ronaldinho, if we need to bring a true number 10, he's going to be the guy. So let's keep an eye on him, and his form has been absolutely outstanding in the Libertadores. He got a big win on the road to Arsenal in Argentina. He played a great game against São Paulo, making another beautiful assist and a heady play, fooling the São Paulo team. If you haven't seen it on YouTube it, man. You guys got to watch this. Ronaldinho's tearing it up. He's straight up balling for Atletico, so we got to give him another chance. And Kaká out. I don't ever want to see him near the squad again. And for that, this is the podcast. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll be coming back with more soon. Sorry for the inactivity, people. I would like to hear your comments on the Solid Sound too, because I'm always open-minded and I'm open for debate.